Okay, so this is a reading not for any sign, but this is for those of you who have spent so much time in a relationship and then so much time technically not in a relationship, waiting for your partner to return. Some of you have been waiting years. Some of you have not been able to move forward. Some of you who are just beginning to wait, whether it's just a couple months, couple weeks, some a few days. But let us show you what those of us who have been waiting and waiting and waiting looks like. Let's show you what we allowed to happen. Okay, so with the first card, we had opportunities for new growths, new beginnings, fresh starts. We turned that down. We had the chance to look at what we had to offer to someone. We had the chance to put things together and get things organized in our life. And we had the opportunity to better ourselves in every way, shape, or form. We kept our monies tight and secure so that when our person returned, we would be able to take care of things, not put any stress on our partner about our finances. We are able to be responsible and very independent and take care of ourselves. Many of us waited to share the victory with someone. We waited to be able to let them know that we want to be the winner. We want to be the one they choose. We're doing everything we can to welcome them back, to manifest them back, to lighting candles, to doing even certain rituals that would help to bring our partner even closer to us. Our partner still sat very firmly and strongly on their throne, still being that very handsome, very chiseled look, very distinguished looking, very sexy, very well built, obviously takes very good care of themselves, is very determined and knows what they want, and usually can have pretty much anything they want, because when they chose us, or you, you felt like all your dreams had come true. You felt like that was a big, huge celebration. You were definitely ready to get married. You wanted a future. You had it all planned out. Until that happened. Until they broke your heart. Until they either decided to have somebody else to talk to, until they started having secrets, until they started finding excuses, until they stopped coming home, or they started coming home late, or they made up excuses or reasons to go other places. But at first you may not have saw that. At first you may have believed that everything was great and beautiful, and that they still came to you, and maybe they brought you flowers, maybe, occasionally they brought you something to kind of keep you so you're not so mad at them when they've been gone for a little while. And then justice steps in, right? We start thinking. We start putting pieces of the puzzle together. We start wondering if they're offering something to someone else. We then pass judgment. We make assumptions. We start looking around for clues. We start investigating things. Before you know it, we're left out in the cold. They went away. We were putting in all that work. We were trying so hard to create the perfect family, the perfect fit, the perfect house, the perfect girlfriend, to be the perfect wife, perfect husband. They began looking out on the horizons as to what else would be available to them. They started doing things that were more toxic, whether it was hanging out at the bars, going to strip clubs, watching porn, drinking too much, indulging in things that weren't good for them. We would get messages or information from other people who saw things that we didn't want to know about. Maybe we did a little bit of traveling back and forth, trying to check and see if they were at work where they said they were supposed to be, or see if their car was home at their house. We did all kind of things to try to find answers. We even prayed to the universe to send us and hand us a blessing, to make everything okay, to show us the remedy on how to fix things. We knew they had a lot of options before we were with them. We thought that they had left the options behind when they chose to be with us. We thought that it was a brand new beginning, much different than any other relationship we had before. We promised to stay strong in the situation and to be faithful and to hold up our end of the bargain by keep staying there and waiting, keeping things just as they were. If you had their belongings in your home, you kept them exactly where they used to keep them. Nothing moved, nothing was changed. Until you found out about that third-party situation. Now you have to compete with somebody else. Now you know for a fact that there's someone else who's got the love and attention from the person that you desire to have it from the most. You see in a shadow, maybe in your dreams, you can see your partner around other people, other women, doing other things. You see your partner holding on to things very tightly, not sharing with you any information, any thoughts, any emotions, no love. For some of you, maybe your partner tried to return and you weren't sure what they were going to offer you. You weren't sure if it was a fish. You wasn't sure what was actually in the cup that they were offering. You didn't know if they were offering just a one-time thing, a one-night stand to come back and just be intimate with you or have sex with you. Or were they offering that one time to come back and try to fix things, try to make things work? You tried to speak with them. It turned into arguments. You couldn't get things straight. You couldn't get a direct answer from them. They almost told you just enough to keep you hanging on, just enough information, or just enough, showed you enough interest to make you hold on, to make you still want to be there. They showed you just enough, but not enough for you to let it go. They didn't want that. They didn't want you to let something go. They didn't want to fight with you anymore either. They might have put their weapons down. They might have put down their defensive side because they didn't want to fight, okay? They wanted to bring you a cup. But you see that horse, even though this white horse shows purity, his head is not up. So he's not truly coming to you. He's coming around you, but not coming to you. Okay, he can be with you, but he's not giving himself to you. There's a difference. A lot of you thought when somebody returned or texted you or called you, you thought it was going to be a new beginning, a fresh start. You thought maybe they woke up and came to their senses and realized just how much you love them. You thought somebody was going to become stable and mark the spot. In other words, stay here, be with you. But once again, you saw that rather than looking at you over here, which was their choice, now they're looking at what their options are. Now they're comparing here to here. They're juggling, trying to make a decision. Well, if I want stability and that home life, but yet I can't be myself, I can't express myself, so they're kind of on the fence right now. When they're on the fence, it doesn't mean they're not stable, it doesn't mean they don't love you, but they're on the fence about what do they do. Which side do I get off on? This side over here, which appears to be greener, which means more freedom, more relaxed. I can do what I want to do, and I can still see the other person, or jump on this side of the fence where I'm going to be expected to get married and have a house and maybe kids, and I'm going to be expected to do all these things that I don't know if I'm ready to do yet. It's not that I don't love her or him. I just don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. And that's where they're at. That's why you still have the options with the moon card, because somebody still hasn't been able to make up their mind. Somebody still doesn't know which way they want things to go. They want to be with you. It's like wanting to have their cake and eat it too. It is exactly like wanting to have their cake and eat it too, because they want to be with you, but at the same time, they want their freedom. They want to be able to come and go as they please. Okay? They don't want to bring baggage with them when they go somewhere. They don't want to feel like they have baggage. They don't want to feel like they have to deal with a whole bunch of shit. They don't want to feel like they have to answer to anybody. So a lot of them have picked up their things and they're leaving. A lot of them have taken your heart with them and never gave you the proper closure, which is why you're still waiting. You're still sitting here looking in the distance, wondering, are they coming back? Am I waiting for nothing? Do I have my tree up for no reason? Will anything go under my tree? All I want for Christmas is them to return. All I want is to be in a committed relationship and to be happy. All I want in my future goal is to be married. I don't want to date anymore. I don't want to be with other people. I don't want to go through all that again. I don't want to try to learn how to get to know somebody again. Some of you are saying I'm too old for that. Some of you are saying I've wasted so much time and invested so much time, and it all got thrown right out the window as if it was nothing. Somebody doesn't realize or appreciate the work that I've put into the situation, and they took it for granted and went and shared it with another person. I had waited for my overwhelming amount of love and abundance and happiness to come. I thought this was going to be the perfect time, but instead, they offered their cup to somebody else. Now I'm looking and wondering if they're ever coming back. Will I ever be able to continue to grow something here new and branch out? Will I ever be able to express myself? Or is it the end of this relationship? I understand with the Death card it is an ending, but it does also show a beginning. It could be a beginning for you, Queen, for you to see what your self-worth truly is, for you to see that you've been neglecting yourself this whole time. This whole time you've been so focused on their needs that you have not once addressed your own. Although there may be an ending to your situation, although your partner may have not returned yet, it's your choice to sit around and wait for them and keep that stagnant energy, or to look at what you really do have and what somebody else would love to have. Question is, are you willing to find that? Because if you are, there is a knight that wants to come in your way. This horse is so excited to dance and show you what it can do. They want to express to you the joy and the happiness that you could have. The universe is trying to show you that. They're trying to show you don't belong down on the ground in pain and hurting. You don't belong in that. But what is true is that somebody is going to have love pop up out of the blue. It's going to come in fast for Sagittarius. So you're not going to sit there and be upset up in your head, worrying and feeling so alone. Not at all. Not at all. The Tower moment that you had gone through is now in reverse. You are going to heal from that because you are going to make a decision, because you can now see the difference. You now get the clarity between the negative and the positive. What was going on in the dark has now come out in the light. And now you are the Queen of Swords, riding through, and all the people seeing you up on that pedestal, sitting up so high, looking so proud, pointing up to the universe, up to the sky, to the heavens, to the angels, and thanking them, because now, Sagittarians, it looks like there's going to be love for you. It's coming either for the end of December, beginning of January. No longer will you need this blindfold. You can take it off and see things for what they really are. Yes, you are going to refuse a cup from somebody in the past. You're going to decide it is not worth it anymore. You're going to look very closely like the Page of Pentacles, and you're going to make that decision. You're going to be just like the King of Cups and say, I have the best cup, and you didn't want it, I'm giving it to somebody else. Now you'll have the Star card, where even though some of the water falling out is watering this grass over here, which is obviously green, it's working, it's making it better, but at the same time, you're filling your own cup. You may be dealing with another sign just like yours, or you may be just blowing your own trumpets. Someone is definitely walking in another direction, and that's okay, because you also are going in another direction. You may be pulling away and finally walking away from things that no longer serve you. Some of you are going to be very stubborn now and say, you know what? I'm protecting everything that I have. You're not coming past here. I am putting up a barrier. I am blocking you on my phone. I am blocking you on social media. I am moving forward, and I don't care what you do. I'm going to take care of me. So that's where I see Sagittarians going. No longer holding on to stuff. No longer holding on to stuff that does not serve you. Not at all. I see that the World card is there for you. That is your last card. And that is telling me that there are many things that are going to come. There are things that are about to change. Things are going from one end of a cycle to a new beginning. So you do have the World card at hand. Things are definitely coming to fruition. And a celebration will be your final outcome. Whether that's a marriage, a party, an engagement, but something beautiful is coming. Not all of you will go with somebody new. Some of you still need to learn your lesson. So you're going to continue with this person who is sitting up on the fence, unable to make a decision. And for some of you, you are going to stay stuck, and you're going to go into 2019 stuck. That's okay. Everybody takes their own time to run their own course. No two relationships are the same. No two people are the same. Okay? And no two cheaters are the same. But you're going to figure out what it is that you need. You're going to figure out what it is that's going to finally wake you up and get you to the next spot. So when you're ready for that, the universe will definitely be there and be wanting to help you and handle things, to try to give you a direction and to show you that you no longer have to be out in the cold. You no longer have to put up with this negativity, that you are now going to take a stand and find new beginnings. It is all going to start maybe with messages that come from somebody. But give me one card. Clarity, please, of what those Sagittarians who are still stuck with an old pattern, with an old partner, with the same stuff going on. Give me one card to tell them what you'll have to offer, please. What will help them to get to the next level. Okay? And again, for those of you who are still stuck, the Two of Swords comes up. So they're saying that once you decide to take off this blindfold, you will much easier be able to make a decision between being with the old partner or going off with someone new. You're finally going to be able to find your own happiness, but it is your journey and in your time. All right, so this is Sagittarius for December.